do capital expense, what's the balance, all those type. So,
Got it.
but for this session, we probably just talk like as you said, like for a beginner who gets interested in multifamily, what they can do. I mean, you can do like according to the outline. I don't know, like, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's good just to start somewhere. We have the introductory videos that we put out. Um, you know, number one's up there. And like you said, you're looking to increase your social media presence to help people out and to do more deals with people. So, that's pretty much you got to start. You got to start somewhere. You have like four note takers in here. You still there,
Yeah, no,
Owen?
no, 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 take a messed up the thing. I try to close that.
Got it, got it. Okay.
Uh, yeah, don't allow my fasten. Just cure that. I don't know how to. Let me try to cure that. Um, yeah, the note taking, like, I just can you kick one of that out?
I could.
Kick the fasten, or like the
Let's see. Remove.
remove. Yeah,
I can put them in the waiting room.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm.
Got it.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's start. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Paul. Hey, we have one guy, Paul. How you doing, Paul? Can you hear us? Everything good?
Hi,
Here
Paul.
comes Walter too. Our boy Walter from Jersey.
Uh,
There's Walter from Jersey. All right.
Hi, Walter.
What's up, fellas?
All good, man.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Mm.
I am in Jersey and it's fucking freezing over here.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago, man.
Oh yeah, I can't compare. You know what? I'll take that back, Owen. I'd rather be I'm happy.
It was like 8 degrees today, I think.
Uh,
Yeah.
we are
Yep.
like -7 the other day. Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I
Mm.
landed Sunday. It was a storm, and then Monday I ran to my attorneys, ran all like what I physically needed to be to do all day, and then I haven't left the house since.
Uh,
It's just not
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Heck yeah, bro. It's cold.
yeah.
All
Hi,
right. So,
Paul.
Owen, the outline that you had, you were just gonna go through some key points. So I can post it in the what do you call it, the chat. So basically, your key points that you had that you were going to cover is why multifamily, getting started, steps to take, how to find the deals, evaluating the deals, and then open-ended questions if anybody has any questions. Here comes
Oh,
Dana.
yeah, that would be good. That would be good. So, why multifamily? Um, so, you know, I mean, I'm the first generation immigrant. Like, we have nothing in the US. We have nobody to rely on, nothing. Okay, nothing. Um, so when we came to US for the study for the graduate school, we get like slight stipend, like $1,500 a month. And then even for that, I kind of like save like $500 a month for investment. By that time, investment is like I need to pay off my debt. I need to pay off my family, my parents sometimes got sick. I need to pay their medical bills type. After I finished my PhD from Harvard in 2007, I kind of saved like $20,000 still. It's a lot of money to me. And then I don't know what I can do. So I found out my W-2 job, and then I bought my first house in 2009. By that time, I had no idea of how the real estate works. I was always thinking about high tech, The PhD staff expected to either go to university to become a professor, where like maybe like 40% of my friends went to university to become a professor. And then there's remaining go to like some go to consulting firm like a BCG, those top notch. Maybe another one thought go to like big tech, like Apple, all those like NVIDIA stuff. Some of them go to Wall Street. That's my background. By that time, I have no idea about real estate. I always want to start some like high tech for myself. I was doing the chip design business. I have so many ideas. Okay, that's where like I like filed like over 100 patents. Like all the patents were ideas. What's the problem you want to address? What's the method you can address that? Is that the new, novel, and useful? So I have lots of that, and I always want to start up, but the problem then I found is that in the chip manufacturing business, it's not only the capital expensive, it's also the labor intensive. Capital intensive means, do you guys watch like the President Biden's CHIPS Act? Like they need to bring the chip manufacturing into the US. They found like over $100 billion subsidy to Intel, to TSMC. The TSMC is in Phoenix. Actually, I was planning to tour around the TSMC, walk inside. They need to invest over $10 billion there. So it's very capital intensive, plus human resources intensive, because with those, so because it's very complex. Advanced chip manufacturing is way more harder than nuclear bomb. Because there's like over 1,000 steps of making all those little chips, and every step will mingle with each other. What's the interact with each other? You need to like have a very good system to do that. But anyway, it's very capital intensive, and you need a human resource to do that. I think, oh shit. I mean, it's just so difficult for me to I mean, what's the successful rate for me to start something in there? Even though some little equipment to do like thin films, how can I penetrate into these bigger agglomerate? It's hard. It's hard. So that's where like I dangling around for 4 or 5 years. I was thinking of starting an IP company because I have so many ideas for patent for companies in US who want to build up their manufacturing source in other places. Whatever, I have some ideas, but later on I bought the second house in 2012. And immediately I realized that there's like $200,000 equity built up immediately. After I like fix up my bathroom, the floor, I bought it like 710K. And after I fix up, it's like was like 1.1 million. That's the aha moment. I got interested in real estate. And then I read like a lot of books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, real estate related stuff. And I try to tour around whoever can have a showcase, fix and flip, Airbnb. By that time, Airbnb is not popular. Student housing, even Section 8. I drove to Philadelphia, like it's around like 5 hours and back and forth for that, just to check student housing project. I drove 2 hours to like Bridgeport, Connecticut for like Section 8 rentals. Whoever have cases, I want to learn why they do that. If I'm in their situation, am I going to do something different, or I'm going to do the same? So these things like I dangling around for roughly 2 years, and then my family moved to Chicago. So by that time, I'm fully ready for investment. So, but even by that time, I don't want to take much risk. So the first house is like $32,000, which I even can borrow a credit card to do that. And then like like then I start to like hook up with some foreclosure business. Like I bought like second home, I think it's like 69K. I spent another 15K. So it's like, hey Donna, so the total cost is 85, but I sold it for 140. So that's the way, like it's the quick way to accumulate the wealth to me, because again, like we had nothing. We are first generation of immigrant. Like so that's the way I accumulate my equity. And the second way is that along this way, I accumulate my lesson. Again, like I'm not a civil engineer. I have no idea about architecture, no idea about real estate. And like it's all hands-on experience, right? So I think by 2016, early 2017, I bought like 4 to 5 houses from auction court. And the problem with auction court was it's all cash deal. So I was running out of capital. What can I do? So that's where like, but one of my personality is I'm willing to share. Like whoever asks me questions, I'm willing to share. So in one like Friday lunch, like meeting, like people working in downtown Chicago, they they talk about just share whatever they are doing, like just body system, right? So one day in the Friday lunch, I talk to people, like they're roughly like 15 people. Oh, I'm doing like real estate. Oh, these are the deals I'm doing. By that time, I didn't exit the project yet, but I said, you can go to check out. I bought like something like 32,000, but the market analysis is at least $100,000. And then I bought another one. It's like I bought 69. And from there, I probably can sell like 120, 130, right? So this, wow, you got like 50% discount or whatever, Next time, if you have deals, I have 50K. Oh, the other one said, I have 100K. Okay. So that's where I start to take other people's money into this business, right? Because I'm running out of my cash. I don't have any extra left. So but good thing is I work with other people to get other people's money into these deals. And then by that way, I expand my business like step by step. I don't need to take much risk. Again, like buying foreclosure business, it's like we already have like 30%, 50% like embedded profit inside. So the risk is small. And then I step by step, I do fix and flips, learning all the pitfalls. I worked like over 50 groups of general contracts. Every piece, there are lots of junky practice, junky people in this field. But I can do like trial and error, for small project, maybe a few $100 here, a few $100 there, just to test people. I mean, if they are good, I will give more jobs to them. If they're not, I just cut the tie with them. I mean, I don't even need to chase them. A few $100, a few $1,000, I can bear to lose. So that's the way, like, I start to scale up my business and then scale up the connection with the general contracts. That's the way it's in my single family, small multifamily world, step by step, raise up, scale up. But at a certain point, like in end of 2019, before the pandemic, that year I was doing like 45 deals, and I'm just swamped by all the workload, like because every house is different. There's probably at least 100 decision makings for each single family house decision making part. And then you need to talk with people, all those connections, not only to general contract, you need to talk with, material procurement, what kind of design, all those stuff. You need to talk about, what kind of agents you are going to use, the attorneys, all those line up together. It's very time consuming. By that time, it's time for me to think, do I have a better way to do business? Is this the type of life I want to live. I mean, I made decent money from there because again, like it's a good area to do. But if that's the type of life, I mean, by that time I remembered like you know, I have very bad temper. You know, very easy to get irritated because of all those stress, all those like you know, shaky stuff happening in the operation. And but the good part is that I already knew some other business models like multifamily, like big commercial, like daycare, new construction. The way is that I already start to invest in other people's deals as a limited partner, passive investor, right? I'm a type of person like I always want to collect information from my own practice, from other practice. That's where I invest in other people's deal, like again, like multifamily, self-storage, daycare, new construction. Roughly like 10 of them are already invested. So I kind of like have a guesstimate how difficult all those, how they can operate that part. That's where like I really feel, you know, multifamily is the way I need to go. It provides lots of benefits. That's going back to John's first question. Why multifamily? I'm sorry, it's a long introduction, but that's my journey, right? So,
Oh, and let me for the audience, right? So you came to America, you graduated from Harvard, you bought your first property, and you seen the massive equity that came along with that, and then you started to buy properties in the auction at the auctions. And that started to open your eyes to the fact that there's a high potential in real estate. And from what I heard, you started in 2016, and then in 19 into 20, you had done 45 flips in 1 year,
yeah,
correct? And you know, for somebody starting and they want to get into multi units, you weren't even in multi units in 2020. You started with single family residence, which most investors, that's typically where they will start. I mean, typically you don't just jump into multifamily. However, it's interesting to me is that you started here, but now, you know, as your story evolves, you're focused more on multi-units. Now, why? What caused you to that light bulb to go off in your head to where you pivoted from single family to more of a multifamily? Because today you don't even touch properties that are less than 100 units. Like that's a big leap.
yes. So I mean, the logic is again, like along this journey, you know, it's very difficult in single family space to scale up. You know, I think I have been done a decent job, but I'm sorry. Let me pick up one phone.
Busy guy.
He's in owners club, so he's working on becoming an owner so somebody else can take his calls. He's not there yet.
Clock toilet or what?
What's that?
Clock toilet in one of the units?
I don't I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like that. Yeah, and if you guys got any questions, I mean, Owen is
Yeah,
a
I come back. Sorry, I mean,
yeah.
you know, these are my life. Like I keep receiving message. Even today,
Was that a broken toilet someone asked? No.
Even today, like my workload is much lighter than before. But again, okay, multifamily. So my way is that I don't take much risk. I always do step by step way. Along this way, it has lots of benefit, but I know that I want to scale up. So multifamily is the way very naturally transition from the single family investment there because in single family you already learn lots of pitfalls, learn how like rehab going on. I mean, roofing, exterior, like the concrete slab, the insulation, electrical, plumbing, all those parts. From all the single family kids, you will learn enough skill set, and we know how to deal with the general contract. You know, in this field, how crappy people can be. Like, try to put some like the check along their job. I mean, those experiences are very precious to me, which actually build up the foundation to move up to multifamily. Other than that, because multifamily is a much bigger space. If you don't really know the nitty-gritty details of those, then you just don't have enough confidence to operate those. So that's good part. The second part, again, that is like the fundraising part. In my fix and flip foreclosure business, I already use like $5 million. But even $5 million is like start from like 50K, 100K. It's like tiny step going up. And then when I shifted to multifamily, it provide, sometimes, one big multifamily complex, the trouble is less than a single family fix and flip. That's my personal experience, I can tell you. Like, I really had some awful experience in single family fix and flip. Like, I'm in Chicagoland, remember? There's so many like, sub towns along Chicago, so many. And each town has their own building department, has their own building code. It's different, I can say. I can tell you like this one story. Okay. There's one town called Bedford, which is actually like 20 minutes away from Chicago. And I bought a house there. It took me like over 2 years to get a simple permit. Okay, the reason I bought the house was because I bought another house just like 2 blocks away, but it belongs to another town. And that transaction, I remember I bought like 110 grand. I spent around like 30 grand. I sold it for like 220. Very easy transaction, 2 blocks away. And then I saw another opportunity here, but in a different town, like just 2 blocks. It's kind of like exact same house, same build, similar age house. Like, I bought it at 85K. And then I said, oh, this is a good opportunity for me, but oh man. So these are like the commissioner of that town talked to me in the face. He is the king of the town. So, I mean, whatever reason, he didn't give me permit. So then I sold the property like 135K. But by that time, already doing lots of jobs inside, just no permit related stuff. But painting, some like outside exterior taking a, and took me like over 2 years. I think I break even there. I supposed to make at least 50K to 80K from that deal, but I broke even. I take it a loss. And then I sold it to an agent who happened to be the mayor's buddy. And he can fix that. Like later on, I tracked it. He sold it for like 255 or something. But I don't want to deal with those stuff. But before we get into there, I have no idea of how complicated that can be, right? So, but that's what happened, it's that's where like the pitfalls, the lessons learned along the way are so important for us to build up the foundation to going up. So now let's talk about multifamily benefit. One obviously is scale. Now for operating, let's say like 100, I have a 114 units multifamily. I only need to spend like 30 minutes with my project manager on site. I request them to write a weekly report, and then I spend 30 minutes to talk with her about weekly report, about leasing, how many tenants move out, how many, what's the leasing rate, renewal rate, how many we have empty units, and then how many people are not paying, we need to eviction. Oh, this is in blue state, in red state, Mississippi, like not like blue state. So it's much easier to do eviction part. That's the main reason why I want to do business in business-friendly states, by the way. So the point is, I need to spend like 30 minutes every week to talk with my on-site manager team. That's it. I mean, in the
Is that per
beginning,
unit? Is that per building?
114 units. No, it's total. It's a complex. I have two people.
Right, but you
working
have multiple
on-site.
complexes, right? So do you spend 30 minutes on each location, or how does that work?
Each multifamily deal,
Got it.
114 units. I spend 30 minutes every week talking with because we can afford to hire two people full-time on-site. So these people are working to deal with tenants, deal with all those like fix and flip maintenance stuff. I myself don't need to deal with any of those because so we are standing on much higher level now. Instead of like single family fix and flip, you need to do decision making for every piece. That's where like life is much easier now for me. And to the operation part. Now, besides the operation part, the efficiency, the economy of scale, right? The second one is, I mean, big units always generate more cash flow. I mean, it's just 100x, right? The third part is multifamily, the value is not determined by neighboring properties. For single family, say like, no matter how much you did to improve your unit, you still need to pay attention about your community, how much similar house can sell. So it's based, comparable market analysis is based on the neighboring houses sold price, right? So like if neighboring is only like $100,000 house, you just cannot build a $1 million house in that community. It does not belong there. And most likely you will lose money. You don't do that. In multifamily case, it's a little bit different. The value is determined by the cash flow and the cap rate. I mean, so that's where like if you improve the cash flow, see like I raised the rent by $1. The value of this $1 is roughly $200 because 1 month $1, 12 months is $12. Like if you divide by cap rate of 6%, $12 divided by 0.06, it's $200. That's the value creation you did. By increasing that value to $1, the fixed rate, fixed cost is the same. No matter whether you raise that $1 or not, the fixed cost, like maintenance guy, the labor, whatever, it's already there. So that's the value add portion of multifamily investment we need to do. I mean, majority of the multifamily I did, it at least need to have potential of raising $100 to $200 per month. Some of my property I raised $500 to $600 a month after rehab. The calculation there is again like for the 2-bed or 3-bedroom bathrooms, like bedrooms, like you spend roughly 10 grand to renovate that, to make everything new, like new kitchen, new bathroom, new floor, new paint, new window shade, new light fixtures, even like a HVAC, like roughly $10,000, right? But if you can raise the rent by $500, in some area you can, because the previous seller just didn't have the bandwidth or they didn't know how to do that. If you raise that by $500 from say 1,000 to 1,500, there are plenty of examples in the field. We need to find those. $500 a month is equivalent. Say like 600, you divide by 500, you times 12, you divide by 0.06. So that's you do the calculation. It's roughly $100,000 generation, value generation or something. So that's where, man, this is value add makes sense. So again, for multifamily investment, it's the scale, it's the cash flow, and it's the value add which created lots of value down the road. Obviously, the investor will not see that value add portion until you exit. That's why usually we do 5 years projection. Within 3-4 years, we push up the rent enough and then we exit. Then we can realize all the capital gains. So hopefully this is good enough.
Yeah, that's good. So you kind of shared how you got started, why, and then you went into a little deeper dive of what it looks like to own these properties.
Yeah,
So from here, we can pull up your one property, Oak Grove. I got it on the screen
yeah,
if you want to talk about that. And then also, before we end, we have some more time. I would definitely like to address to people who want to do deals with you, Owen, someone who's new and they have time. Like right now, your time is very valuable. You know, you spend it with your family, your businesses, etc. But then what about the guy or the lady who's just getting started and then they're able to make phone calls to brokers. They're able to look at deals, you know, things like, or not look at deals, but at least be like a bird dog and bring them and then say, "Hey, Owen, I have a deal. You know, would you be willing to buy this from me? Because I know you do that." So they're like the two big things, and then from there, you know, some action items. Maybe we can talk about, you know, what it looks like. Are you just calling a broker, asking what's listed, building relationships, you know, things like that. So look at Oak Grove. And then for new people getting into this, how can they? Because for me, in my mindset, before I kind of knew the ins and outs of it, it was always like something that other people did. Like the barrier was too big. The you know, it was too far from me. But it's really not, because it just takes that one deal and then bring it to someone like you who if I brought you a deal, I'd be adding value to you because
yeah.
I'm bringing you a deal. So look at your property, some tips and tricks for new people, and then yeah, and if we got any open-ended questions from anybody from the audience, how's that sound?
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna share my screen here. I got this on the board,
mm,
and then this is, and you could say what this is. I assume this is your like a pitch deck. Is that what you would call it? Can
that
you see my?
was my pitch deck. Yes. But we also have a website. Let's just look at the photos. Okay. So
Can you share your screen and go to the photos?
um, I think it's fine. Just this photo is good enough. So
Mm-hmm.
this is 133 multifamily units. Majority were like 2 bed, 1 bath, right? So I mean, you look at these like the exterior. It's a pretty neat, nice because it's well painted. We got this gem from the broker relationship, but the previous seller already spent almost $4 million to update the whole community. Like everything well painted. It's not a well painted. There's like a new it's a new HVAC system. It's a new electrical system. And then interior, it's like new kitchen, new bathroom. Everything was kind of upgraded. Why we know that is firstly is like what the seller said, and they have like financial report from there. The second one is the inspection, the maintenance record we checked. It's all mining stuff, like no big, you know, oh the pipe busted, whatever. Yeah, you can check the location part too. So this is the location, like it's along highway and a business street. So location is very decent locally. It's roughly like 48,000 people town in Gettysburg, Mississippi.
And you
But
got the
you know,
university there too, it looks like.
no, this university has like 13,000 students there.
Wow.
Yeah. And along this way, there's lots of hotels, and there are hospitals nearby. And along this local highway, it's a business street. There are many shops along these ways, like banks, you name it, the local commercial stores there. So the location is pretty decent here. The drawback of this apartment is it's entry level apartment because it's very small. The biggest is like 750 square feet. The smaller is like 500 square feet. So the size limit the up potential. Even though it did pretty decent job here, but because it's very small, you see like these are the photos of inside. Like everything is well taken care of, like new light fixtures, new painting. We also you just give people a cozy, nice feeling. And then the rent start from like 750 or something to 920, which way below the market level. Market level, like two bed is roughly 1,000 to like 1,200 now. But these are like the entry level part, but the location is good. So we attract a young professional who's working in the local business street, whatever. Community is well taken care of. So but these are all going back to the operation part. But for beginners, how do you know this is a good deal? Right? This is the first question. Okay, so now it's first you just check we bought like $9.2 million, and then the cash flow. We check the T12, the trailing 12 months rental. It's around 120,000 a month, which roughly goes back to $1.3 million revenue. So for a $9.2 million purchase, you get $1.3 million revenue. It's pretty decent. In single family investment, we have like 1% rule. Remember? Say like take 100 grand house, you get $1,000 rent. This multiplex, it's roughly 1.5% rule. And it had 133 of them. So
That's
can
pretty
play-
good compared to a single family where you get the 1%, but you're at 1.5%, and then you get to multiply that by 133. That's amazing.
and that's one part, but sometimes the people say, oh, I can get tons of that in the war zone area. Like we have those. But look at these properties. Look at the location. It's none of those. I named that Class B area. It's in Class B minus property condition. I mean, even though it's upgraded everything, I still name it like Class B minus condition because the size limit the potential. But the cash flow is decent. We still have $100 rent bump up potential. When we check the rent roll, the lowest is 750. I mean, now we should push that to 850 to 950 range. So there's $100 potential. Again, like $100, we did the calculation. $1 is roughly 200. 100 times 200 is $20,000, right? That's one unit. We have 133 of them. It's like $2.6 million. Even if we can raise the rent by $100, it's $2.66 million value add. And then there's another good part is about what's the finance part. This actually is related to like a seller finance, or it's not seller finance. In multifamily space, in other commercial real estate space, it's usually the mortgage is assumable. Like I bought this property, I assume the loan from the seller. So the current loan term is 2.45% interest for 35 years. There's roughly like
2.45%. So you're assuming that loan. A lot of our audience here, we're in sub 2 where we actually purchase properties and take over the existing mortgage. We don't assume it. But even the interest rates that we're getting with properties bought in the 2020, 2021, you may get below 3%, but the average is like 3 to 5. So you're getting an assumable loan for 2.45%. How much was that loan that you ended up assuming?
It was 35 years, and we have like 30 years left over.
Yeah, but how much was it? Like dollar value? What did you
Oh,
say it was?
The dollar value, when we get this property on the contract, it's like 5.9. And then because another problem with this loan sum is very long. By the time we close that, it's 5.75.
And then you had to raise the difference, correct? You raised that money.
Yeah, I need to raise, say, like purchase price is 9.2. So save 5.75. We need to raise 3.15. But it no three sorry 3.55. But it's not only that. We have acquisition fee, we have closing costs. So we need to budget that another 450K is around and then we need to have reserve. And additionally, we need to have escrow account withhold. It's another 350K. So total, we raised $4.45 million for this deal.
Nice. So me as new into multifamily, I don't need $9.2 million. I just bring the deal.
Yes,
You.
yes. In multifamily investment, it's a teamwork. It's very seldom for one guy to handle everything. So some people, I don't have money, I don't have connections, but I'm willing to hassle around. I'm going to call, whatever. I can find a deal. Yeah, that's your contribution, right? So there are people who have connections who can raise capital. Oh, that's good. But we also need people who's very experienced, who knows how to operate the property. That's asset management part. How to screen out the property management, how to manage those people. So, okay, that's going back to like in multifamily, there's like 3 pillars. Like one is getting the deals. Second is raising capital. Third is know how to operate those projects, right? So it's roughly 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 contribution. Do we have enough time? We can just briefly discuss about what all those 3 parts about. In the first finding the deal part, it's the deal lead, right? You get the deal. Obviously, we will like have like a bind box, find a fittable, like get the deal, underwriting that, whether that's a good deal or not. If it's a good deal, we got a letter of intent, like the intention to buy that, right? And then after signing the letter of intention, then we need to do on-site due diligence. After due diligence, pass everything fine, we sign the contract. After sign contract, we need to get only the money deposit. And then we need to find a loan guarantor who can make sure who can close the deal. So in this portion, there are like 7 P's in the finding deal part. And then going to capital raising part, which again, like in our deal, like we need like $4.45 million raised. Then it's another teamwork. I mean, in this case, I raised all the capital, but I'm already established myself in this field. I already have like almost 200 investors behind me. But for people like a newbie, you need to think about how you can build up the relationship, build up the credential, like the experience part. How can people trust you and put their own hard-earned money into your decision, decided deal, right? That's the key part. And then obviously you need to do like a investor relationship, monthly report, all those type. And then the third part will be the how to operate those deals in the next 3 to 5 years, how to execute the business plans, how to manage the on-site people. These are very critical, like, because if you slip, it can deteriorate very quick. So, all these three pieces nothing are easy. And then for anyone who get interested in this multifamily investment, try to think about, which area I can contribute, and then find, partner with other people. That's where, overall of the multifamily investment. So yeah, I can open up to questions.
Hey, Owen, I just have a quick question in terms of the raising part. You say you raised the 4.4 by yourself, which is like amazing, right? And then because you have your investor pool. So I wonder, so say they just invest with you for, I don't know how, is that a B or C, is that syndication, right? Is that
This
B
is
or
a syndication, yeah,
it's a B or C?
GPLP, yeah, framework.
Is a B or C? That
Oh,
506.
I only work with accredited investors, so
Okay,
it's
so
506C, yeah.
okay, so
Minimum investment of 100K, but
so at
many people
least
invest $1 million, so
so the check size is at least $100,000 or
yes, at least $100,000, yes.
okay, so say you need 44 people for that, right? So say which is what about
I
25?
have like 15 in this deal.
Wow.
There are people
Right.
that invest $1 million, so.
Right. So how often these people can invest again? So say you just closed this deal 3 months ago, and
I
then
mean, it all varies. I mean, it depends on your investor pool. Every people, every family is different. I mean, I can say there are among my investments pool, there's 2/3 are returning investors. So
mm,
yeah.
okay.
So the ratio is pretty good, pretty good. So, but again, like I think my background helped because I know so many people working in Wall Street, working in big corp, working in consulting business. I mean, many of them are well paid, about 300K, half a million, even $1 million. So, uh, for audience, like everyone, like you need to think about, what's your environment socially, like who you can get connected. I mean, it's different. Everyone is different. So,
Right. Okay. Thank you. That's my question.
My question, can you describe how did you the first deal, how did you shift, from multifamily to multifamily? I was part of a team, and I was personally doing the underwriting. We're like 4 or 5 people. It was a big group, I know usually try to keep like 2, 3, 4, like it was a bigger group. We started, I started a big project. I'm a program manager, in IT. I started a big Excel, big who is doing what tasks. There are endless tasks, endless, the outreach and endless, underwriting. It became a monster, and everyone wanted money now, so it's kind of fall apart. And which is okay. Like everyone have their own thing. So how do you leap from where you like, I don't know, like I have a couple rentals, doing
okay.
some business, I have my W-2,
Yeah, okay.
credited between myself and my wife, but and again, so just put LP, it's not interesting for me, I want to be the GP because I know I can contribute in many possible ways. How
So,
do you leap from where,
okay, how can you jumpstart from single family investment to multifamily? My way, I mean, it is step by step, like as I explained to you. Like I don't do a big jump. I don't do like single family to $100 above immediately. I say even in my single family investment, I already mixed it with 2 units, 4 units, 8 units, but they are all like in Chicagoland. It's easier for me, right? But then I also invest in other people's multifamily deals, like I as a passive investor. So I kind of have some idea how those multifamily will operate it. And then I already have enough experience, fix and flip about, how structures, how to do like due diligence, like check electrical, plumbing, HVAC, outside, you name it, roofing. Like I already built up enough experience in my smaller multifamily units. Then, because the workload was overwhelming, and even though I made decent money for those deals, but the lifestyle, I don't want to sit in that style for long, but really long. So then, what's the way for me to scale up, but I can take less time? That's my thinking. And then, even from there, the first big multifamily deal is 64 units. Like from 8 to 64, I didn't do that myself. I partner with other people. There's other people who have more experience than me, because I need to know their, the management software, how to track the tenants. Obviously, you can Google that, but I still want to work with some people who are more senior than me. Just always like for all these operations. If you don't know, you don't know.
It's usually what's there for them, if they're experienced, if
yeah,
they
they're
want
experienced.
your LP
So,
money,
so the
then
structure
they have
is,
zero interest
yes. So no,
to be a partner.
the arrangement for us is like the senior partner invests like 50 grand. We only raise like $800,000. I myself invest 250. There are two other investors invest 250 too. So, but the senior person invest 50K, but we take 25% for each other. So he invests maybe like 5-6% capital, but he take 25% profit sharing. So that's the arrangement for us. And it makes sense. I mean, even though I'm more or less experienced, I still don't want to do that in the first time by myself. So just leverage other people's experience. I mean, it's worth it. If we
Yeah, but
fumble,
again, that's what I'm saying, like
yeah,
again, someone experienced and you come to him.
yes,
So usually like 99% of the time they want you to be the LP to put the money.
yes, yeah.
That's all they want, no one is distributing GP, percentage, like come, I'll give you, it's not
Exactly.
happening.
Like from people like me, like very experienced now. Like if a newbie come to me, say, "Oh, I want to invest 100K. I want to become a GP to your team," I can say there's no way I can allow you, because everyone, if I allow you, then every of my 200 investors will want to do that. It's just not feasible. I mean, so I mean,
Yeah,
for me now, my bar is like $1 million. Like, if you can bring $1 million to the table, I will probably give you a smaller slice of the GP profit sharing part. But it's fair. I mean, so.
yeah, so it's fair. That's why it's impossible to get into this game.
No, you like, again, like you can do like a hassle
Not
around.
trying to be negative, but that's reality, Owen. As much as you
No,
guys
but you can
trying to
always try
convey
to
that
find it.
it's a way. So there's no way to get as a GP, because I have I have knowledge. I've been doing flips. I have rentals. I have everything. I'm program manager, IT, accredited, everything. There's no way for me to, unless I'm doing the building the team myself and I'm getting the money, and
Yeah.
I'm bringing to you a ready deal. You just the main guy. There's no way I can start.
So no, you have experience in these peripheral areas, but not in core multifamily business. Let's say that way.
Okay.
And you can still step into here step by step. You don't expect that you bring a deal, you cut 50% of the GP share. Nobody will.
No, that's okay. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about
You
50%.
bring the deal to the table. If it's good, you kind of like take a minor GP position. By this way, you learn from experienced people, and then gradually you grow, and sooner or later you become a leader GP. That's my way. So, but then you will say, "Oh, if I bring the deal, how much I should check?" Don't ask that question in the beginning. Ask how well the deal can be. I mean,
I understand.
for
Bring
me,
value.
I'm trying to fear
Bring
to
value first, then talk about the GP.
yeah, because
That's clear.
yeah. But for those people who already in the wholesale field, who you are hustling around for making the first deal of 5K, 10K, you can hustle around with multifamily deals, which you will get paid 100K, 200K instead of 10x of that single family because of the scale. So that makes sense, right? So, and then the next question is, where can I find those deals, right? So majority of the time is the broker relationship. Commercial brokers are different than than the single family residential brokers. You need to go to those like commercial real estate brokerage, like CBRE, like Max Millichap, there's Bonarda, there's like 10, 15 of those names. You want to get into their network. You want to give them call all the time, put you in their buyers list. And whenever this deal come here, you do you kind of like, you need to learn how to underwrite the deals, because if you don't really know how to underwrite, then you just pass by the deal to others, then the value is not that much, because everyone can get into especially the big brokerage. It's public. You can go to website, you can register your email there, right? So underwriting part probably is the easiest, quickest way for anybody who can get into this deal. Besides, someone probably can bring capitals. So try to hustle around to find the deals to do underwriting, to at least the first part, whether this is a good deal or bad deal. You can need to have some sense of, like, say, like for $10 million property, oh, the cash flow is like 20,000. That's laughable, right? But you need to have some way to judge which one is good, which one, because if you bring all the dummy deals to the team, nobody will want to work with you anymore. It's just waste of other people's time. So try to learn the skill set in that way. It's not that difficult. Like $9.2 million multifamily, I get $1.3 million in raw cash flow. Then you go to what's the operation cost? Still like 50%. Then we still need to get like net operating income of roughly 675,000. You minus the mortgage cost is like 270 grand. Then you get 400,000 net cash flow. And the condition is really good. From here, you can immediately know, oh, this is a good deal. So, but obviously in the beginning, you don't really know, like, what's the purchase price? You don't know. So the seller may ask 10 million. It may end up in 8 million, like 7 million, who knows? But you assume a number and the return is good enough. Then you bring this deal to the team. Oh, I think if we get at $8 million, the return will be this, and the condition looks okay. Ask other, more experienced people to get involved. That's the way, I think, if you want to become a GP and then later on you want to operate. People sometimes just want to do a wholesale. Oh, I bring a deal here. Can you pay me commission immediately? Sure. I mean, that's wholesale model, right? But if you don't want to get involved in the multifamily GP session, you will never learn. You will never be able to step into this game. So yeah.
That's good, Owen. So you're saying underwriting is probably something for people to learn and get good at as like a stepping block up to the next level. So now if I'm looking at a property, I'm getting better at underwriting, I can underwrite it myself, and then I can kind of see, okay, this is a good deal. Let me present it to Owen or somebody else that's in multifamily to either A, wholesale, or B, maybe, hey, I brought you a deal. Can I instead of taking it, because you said some people get paid $100,000, instead of taking $100,000 assignment fee, let me take 75,000 and just follow from beginning to end so I can learn. Can I shadow all your meetings and stuff? I mean,
Exactly.
is that reasonable?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So underwriting, that goes back to what's our buying box of the multifamily. I mean, for me now, I want to we will probably sell the initial 64 units because it's too small for us now. So we want to own like over 100 units. The reason, because again, as I explained, that with 100 units or above, we can afford to hire 2 or 3 full-time employees on site. One is in leasing office, one is in maintenance. So then they can like handle 100. Usually 100 units can hold 2 people. Like 200 units, we can hire 4 people, something like that. So, but if you have like 50 units, you have 40 units, the overhead of hiring those people were just too much. So per unit. But is that not doable? No. If you get good deals, 40 units, 50 units, send that to me. I mean, I'm glad to analyze that. It's just, I probably will not going to operate that, but we can find a buyers together. So yeah. But my buying box is 100 units or above. Ideally, I want that to be after 1980s. Ideally, I want to be brick structure, but frame can be acceptable. And I don't do bad areas, very bad tenant profile. I want to do Class C property in B area or B property in A area type. Like, so then I can do value add to improve that. So that's my buy box. But if you have something above 50 units, try to do some of the rough analysis. Is that a good deal or not? If it's a good deal, send that to me. Again, like it's kind of like a relationship build up. Like if you want to find a partners, whatever you get a deal, you need to have some judgment. Is that worth for other people to take a look at, right? So
Oh, and I got a question. What is the minimum? So obviously you got a sweet deal on the loan assumption of 30 years, which is, you don't typically hear that on multifamily. So what is the minimum on loan assumption deals? What is the minimum years that you would do? Let's say there's only left 5. Would you consider
yeah,
a good rate? Or
for
is
me,
that too low?
because I'm such a risk reverse person. I wanted the loan to be like at least 4 years, 5 years left. So then we have enough wiggling timeline to turn around. If it's less than 3 years, if it's say, like only like 1 year left over, and then no, it does not mean it can be a good deal, but we need to underwrite very conservative. Assume we will get a new loan instead of like 3% assumed loan. That next one will be 7%. That's what the market says. So, yeah.
Got it. Okay. I just want another question. How did you go about when you were doing with single families? I feel like I'm in 2019 for you right now, where I have a whole bunch of single families and I'm trying
Yeah.
to take that leap. How did you go about, like for you personally, I know everybody's different, but how did you find about building that GP, like your team? It was just through relationships that you already had built?
Exactly. Okay. So single family community versus multifamily community, there's a gap, obviously, right? The experience gap. Even though, again, like I answered Alex's question, I already had all the peripheral knowledge about real estate, right? But I didn't have operation experience in multifamily, even though I invest several other people's multifamily deals as passive investor. I kind of have some idea what kind of software, what kind of report, how they manage. But again, like I don't have a first-hand experience. So I still need more senior people who knows how to operate those. And then I gave my share to him. So you need to network to find more experienced people. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Awesome.
I,
And then
I
one
mean,
last question.
yeah.
How do you continue building your investor pool? Like, so
Okay.
you said some people are in, some people are out, but like, how do you how do you keep building? Now you have 200. How do you, for your next deal,
It's all everybody did things different. Okay, for me, like again, like I don't do big step. I don't do. I always do step by step way. Multifamily, single family, a small scale multifamily, big multifamily. It's like a step by step way. But along this way, for the fundraising ability, as long as I deliver the projects, don't let the deals fumble. That way, like I have very strict criteria about which projects I want to participate. So build up the track record, and then people naturally will come to you. So
got it?
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
yeah, but
Oh,
track record is very important. I mean, okay, like in multifamily, like in another day, I talked like there are many people who charge 4% to 5% acquisition fee. I'm strongly against that. There are many people, including some industrial gurus, doing that. The way, if they do that, is they are making enough profit by doing deals, not operating deals. So,
Yeah, we would call that posers,
okay.
gurus, right? Yeah. They were
oh,
really
good
good
question.
questions, Walter. I think it's always good to fill in the gray areas of, not being in the multifamily sector to kind of, okay, like Owen just did, he kind of just shared and enlightened that gray area, which is nice of what's it look like between single family to multifamily. Great question.
No, it's a gradual. It's for me. It's still a gradual change, right? Like it's again, like I don't do big leap.
Question, Owen. So I know you just closed down that property, right? I think you have a land deal as well. You just closed down.
Yes.
What do you see your operation capacity? Which I mean is how much you think you want to, how many assets you want to acquire. More apparently, you want to scale up. How you see, I guess from the acquisition perspective, how many you want to buy this year or 3-year goal?
For me, like last year, I closed 2 deals in 1 week. This year, I expect to close 3 to 5, probably around 3 to 4, realistic. But the way I'm trying to do is that I need to, it's a time for me to set up my own team. I need to hire some people, my integrator, who can do all those. I'm doing like fix and flip foreclosures. I'm doing private money lending. I'm doing multifamily. I'm traveling a lot. There are a lot of things actually in my daily life. I need to start to hire some people, like my integrator. I need to start to hire some virtual assistants to arrange in my foundation. And for me, I pick up the most critical things: find the partners, find the deals, find the money. So, but below me, I need to build a foundation to grow. Otherwise, I will be swamped again by my time allocation.
So are you thinking you had to set up that system before you're buying more, or you're gonna be multitasking, do both at the
It's
same?
all parallel going. It's like growing up bigger and bigger, but organic growth. Like it's just not one side. I grow bigger and bigger, but organic. So
Okay.
not
Do you
one item. So
do you say like 3 to 4 asset? That's your goal this year?
yeah.
Would you be able to, because I remember you said, when you're first doing multifamily, you have partner to do the operation side, right? The asset management. Do
Yeah.
you think and last year you closed 2, and with buying 3 to 4 asset this year, do you think the operation, you will be able to handle that?
Yeah, operation model. No, I'm going to start to hire some virtual assistants to train them systematically. in this domain, what do you need to do? Like weekly report, how to check on-site people. There's a matrix there. As long as I set up that, and then again, like for one problem, I spend like 30 minutes a week. That's just very handleable time allocation. But
Right.
what's more important is the experience. Like you went there, you know how to operate that, and then like say whether it's worthwhile to upgrade the kitchen for like the stainless steel package because it costs $2,000 more. You need to judge whether the rent can be like $50 or more. If it's $50 or more, it's worth it. If it's not, then you need to judge, okay, what's the other option? So these are like experience embedded in the whole system, but you can build up the whole business process flow into the system, and then you just have someone to check every step. And then we stay on the top, which can be handleable.
So you are saying that the oversee part of the property management,
Yeah.
that's where you try to build that back.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, and I got one last question, I think. Owen, so I know the asset class and what you're looking for in regards to the asset. What about what states? I know you're in the Sun Belt states, but like in this
In some Belt states, with the new administration, I really believe like the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, these areas can benefit a lot because they have a lot of land. They are very business friendly. And
Texas?
Texas, I'm a little bit hesitate because the property tax is really high there. Like in Houston area, the insurance like killing stuff. I mean, it does not mean we cannot find a good deal. If it's a good deal, I'm still going. It's just the numbers need to make sense. So
Got it. Okay.
yeah. I mean, even like in Chicago, I'm keep looking for deals, but it's just the criteria is higher. Let's say that way. So
I'm the same way. I'm still looking for deals in Jersey, but I hate it here.
Walker, you're in Jersey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Illinois,
like
New
I'm just-
Jersey, New York,
Walter,
You too.
Jersey
California.
is such a landlord unfriendly state. Are you looking for hold it? What is it?
I buy for fix and flip mainly. We're selling off our portfolio little by little just because I can't.
Where are you located, Walter?
I'm out of New Brunswick, Central Jersey, but my properties are in Jersey City, Newark, and Elizabeth.
Okay, that's good places. I'm in the Cherry Hill area,
Okay,
so
on
Are
south.
we so close, Alex?
yeah.
Yeah,
And we don't do business, Dana.
yeah,
We're planning to talk for so long, but
yeah.
yeah.
This is how my first time
Yeah.
on the phone. Okay.
And Alex, you are doing foreclosures too.
Yes, I'm doing foreclosure too. Yeah,
Okay.
we joined this niche. I don't know if you're familiar.
It's a very niche area, yes. So
Yeah. So
I have had done like 100 of them in Chicago land. So
100 of them.
yeah.
That's awesome.
He bought them at the auction though, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still have like 20 rentals. All of them probably are from auction.com or local auctions stuff. But maybe like we can do another talk, what you learned from foreclosures. Man, that's a good topic. There are lots of potential pitfalls. Like sometimes I bought a second mortgage.
Yeah.
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 I own a debt settlement company, so I can we can go a lot into how to clear title and negotiating second liens and all stuff. A lot of my acquisitions were through short sales, so we can. That's a whole other day of conversation because there's so much to.
Yeah.
Did you say you own a company, a title company?
Debt settlement company. Prior to the crash, we were settling unsecured debt, and then obviously 2008, people weren't paying their mortgages, so the short weren't going to pay their credit card debt. So we pivoted into negotiating secure mortgages. So that's how we got into short sales, loan mods, and then eventually I saw where the money was. That really in
Nice.
real estate. That's how I eventually got it.
We should go to the non-performing notes area part. So
I have note buyers. I have note sellers, I mean.
Yeah.
So,
No, that will be another potential revenue there. So
yeah.
yeah.
Walter, do you say you have like retail no sellers?
Yeah, I always have note sellers. Just non-performing, and note sellers. The performing ones, it's obviously they're selling that on.
What's the discount on that?
I have to look. I think
Okay.
depending on the area, I haven't really looked. I haven't really had buyers for
Yeah.
it, and
You still have that business, or it's just, do it on the side?
the debt settlement.
Yeah.
No. I sold that. I sold that business in 2013, and then I just solely focus in real estate. But I still have a lot of relationships with REO agents and realtors. That's how I get a lot of my deal source.
Cool. Ooh, yeah. That's great. Okay.
All right, Owen, what do you think? Is that a wrap?
Yeah.
Anyone else have any pressing questions for Owen?
Yeah, why you are in Chicagoland with the 617 area code?
617 is Boston
Yeah,
number.
Boston, Massachusetts. I know.
I have been keeping this number for over 20 years since my graduate school in Boston.
We also live there. My wife is also 617, even though we live in Jersey for the last 20 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's people are lazy. I
I know. Just it was a joke. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, again, like put it in the final remarks. To me, it's a natural transaction from smaller deals to multifamily, even like now to land development. I find the partners, I leverage other people's expertise, right? But for whatever I do in the first step, I don't risk much. I always try to find someone who's more seasoned, who can babysit me into that. And then you grow there. You see how that operations go. And it's, as long as we work hard, we have our expertise, like, what you can contribute to this team, either money, expertise, or your hustle around, right? So sooner or later, we can move, we'll find something. So keep trying.
Hey, one more thing. John, just appreciate you also live stream this on YouTube. Is it right?
Yeah.
So I guess
Yep.
if you can introduce or Olin can, tell people how we can, if people want to do deals with him, how we can find him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have my own YouTube channel. I have my own Instagram. This year's main focus will be, I really need to document all my journey along this way in my YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. So this is one of, because the problem is I have been experiencing so many stuff. If I don't write it down, if I don't document down, it's just here and there, here and there. Hopefully by documentation, later on I can summarize in a whole piece, and then whoever get interested can read that and give me some feedback. So, and by this way, actually, I can grow my business better, my ecosystem, like working with you guys, working with people who can bring deals, people who can bring money, people. Obviously, I need to build up my operation army. So I really believe that using leverage the social media way, it can greatly increase our business opportunities and make everyone in the ecosystem to be better. So
Yeah, I'll put all your tags and links in the description on the video. So if anyone wants to reach out to you and connect. So you're looking for deals, money, and operators,
yeah.
correct? Okay.
Mm.
Got it. Deals, money, operators.
I mean, I'm also looking for I'm doing private money lending part, but mainly more for honest money deposits type. I don't want to take long term. I don't take much risk, but because I have been operating so much, I always have capital in my bank sitting there doing nothing. So, but if it's a short term, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I can gauge it that way. And that itself can potentially grow to another good business there. So,
People like January, she might be working, but she's listening in. She does I believe she does short-term transactional lending, and yeah, she's part of a larger funding group.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
that'd be
I
awesome.
think she's in Gator,
Mm.
sub 2, top tier TC. So yeah.
I mean, for people like the project, land development deal, I'm still for $2.5 million funding because we close that because we have the, I mean, if we don't have all the networks, that deal will be really hard for us because in the last week before closing, the original lender just flopped us. And where can we find the $9 million to close? I mean, good thing is we find another lender, but we still need to raise 2.5 million. So whoever potentially can be raised, say $500,000, talk to me because I can share all the details. What's the profit sharing part, all those part. I mean, that's a good loaning curve. And that project is a good project to be. I mean, the investor will make like 30% annual return in 4 to 5 years because the way we did that is we don't guesstimate the land will appreciate when the industry will develop. We are making money by changing the use of the land from agriculture to residential to commercial. I mean, agricultural value versus commercial value is very different. We are making the value gap there. So that's where it's my personality. I always do something more defined risk versus defined award. So the agricultural value versus yeah.
That sounds good. All right, Owen, appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, John. I mean, if this turns out to be good, we may be able to set up, say, either weekly or bi-weekly talk, maybe like on some Friday night or Saturday sometime. So then we can just get more people, like people just have a time window, so then we can hook up together to talk about all those in and out. So there are lots of stuff we can talk.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's build an accountability group.
I just joined because I missed you guys from last week.
Yeah, I know, right?
We had so much fun, so I wanted to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
I mean,
Cool.
and also these build up our social media content. So
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. Enjoy
you,
your afternoon, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yep.
Peter. Thank you, Alex, Walter.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
John.
much, Owen. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Okay,
Yep.
bye-bye.
Let's